Starters will play, but how much? Case Keenum, a.k.a. Coach Keenum, he speaks, gives us a little peek inside the mind of C.J. Stroud. Farmer Cade speaks as well, and the rumors that just won't go away. What a time to be alive. Let's go inside the locker room.
Yeah. It's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey, locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every angle's what we really do. We the source.
DeMeco Ryans with a really, really big announcement today. We thought DeMeco was kind of a hardo and didn't like to say what was happening in the preseason as in regards to who was playing. But DeMeco Ryans announces that the starters will play. Cody Stutes, the great Cody Stutes, Houston football. He got it out of DeMeco. Final question of the day. Take it away, Coach.
Values of snaps, the preseason games versus some of the practices. Later, you'll have a joint practice. You kind of assign different value to types of snaps the guys get.
When it comes to the snaps and preseason, I think everybody's trying to figure out. Some teams don't play starters, some play. I truly believe in that a guy needs to get reps in a preseason game, right? We don't go to the ground, as you see, the way we practice. We try to keep guys up and be as safe as possible in practice. I think everybody needs that opportunity to go to the ground a couple times in the game to just get up, dust yourself off, and know you're good, right? And I'm okay. Like, I can't go to the ground and get up, so you just have to go through and play live reps of football before live action comes in September. So you'll see our ones go out and get reps this week versus Pittsburgh.
Any update on Williams deal? No big deal or anything?
No big deal. Those guys will be fine.
All right, all set.
And by the way, by those guys, he's talking about Will Anderson, Kamari Lassiter, Daniil Hunter, a bunch of guys that didn't practice today. So we'll keep an eye on tomorrow and see if there's consecutive days. That's usually when you start to wonder a little something. But that's where DeMeco Ryans is at. He says the starters will play. How much? Who knows? Is this like the, quote, dress rehearsal? Do we see C.J. Stroud get a couple series? Is it one series? Does it depend on how it looks? Stephon Diggs, Tank Dell, Nico Collins, what are we going to get there? Not going to lie, I might have to F around and just see if there's a halftime wager on the preseason. I can take the Texans at half. Basically betting on the starters. Who knows? But DeMeco Ryans says they will definitely go. We'll get to the Justin Simmons rumors in a second. They just will not go away. But before that, let's hear from Coach Keenum, a.k.a. Case Keenum, the C.J. Stroud whisperer. Let's hear what he has to say about the state of the team. And I always find this interesting. Some people say, well, it's a third string, second string quarterback. Why do you want to hear from him? I want to hear from him because he's like another coach, and he's basically the C.J. whisperer. Take it away, Case.
What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
I'm all right. How are y'all?
Good to see you, man.
The bonding and camaraderie aspects of being away, kind of be away together like this.
Yeah, it's great. I think this is a great time in camp to kind of break up a little bit of the monotony that was building up the first couple of weeks, and then to come here, get away from everything and spend a lot of time together. Not just football wise, getting to watch extra film, study extra with guys and getting really concentrated on work, but man, play board games in the hotel and go to movies and all that stuff, dinners. So it's been a really good trip.
Damn, bros.
For you coming out of first game on Thursday night, the initial one just kind of gets you up in there.
Yeah, it's usually about the same every time. Like, you do some good things, but you want to clean up your footwork a little bit, be a little bit tighter on some things. The timing and rhythm with different receivers that you've been going with at camp, getting some more live bullets is, it's really good. Those are priceless reps. So I'm really glad we got some of those, those throws to Metch and plays that I can be a little bit better on. Everybody across the board, I think we all did some things we did well, but want some back and want to learn from it and grow from it.
What are you saying for some of these players who are getting acclimated to the second year, this garbage slug offense?
It's really nice to be able to start really from where we left off. I mean, we rebuilt a foundation as far as what our offense and our identity and what it is, but man, to have recall on certain things and not having to think, play fast. I think you see that from younger receivers. I think you see it from the communication between offensive line, quarterback, backs. You see it across the board that there's some good foundation being laid.
Case Keenum said that he was extremely excited. He's a vet, but for him coming back from injuries, what did you see from him? It just seemed like the lifty spin move. You improvise, you broke the play, and he gets it out and gets some pretty good.
Yeah, it was really good to see him get out there, and I mean you could tell guys that have played some ball and know what to do when the lights turn on. You can count on those guys. They've been in it, they know it. So
This is a coach.
having guys
man.
like that never hurt to have around, and it was nice to have him out.
I'm sorry. You can't tell me this is not a future coach. I'm sorry. This is a future coach. It's not even like, I mean, there is zero doubt that this guy's a coach, right?
Out there with me on.
I mean, he's taking over in the Slowick Gerard Johnson role. Like he's going to be the immediate quarterback coach, right?
This past week.
What a second year CJ Stroud look like so far in training camp?
It looks good. Looks really good. I think he's growing. I think, he's learning how to communicate with receivers in, different ways and on a deeper level that will continue to, to stack reps. I've always said like there's communication off the field, verbally talking through stuff, showing each other things, looking at film. And then there's communication on the field where we maybe tell them a play or give them a route or a check, but also they talk to us with their body language. And the more we can see how they move in and out of breaks, and especially when you work with new guys that are coming in, like Steph coming in, I think they're all making strides in different ways than they did last year. So I'm excited to continue to see that grow.
You're involved in the quarterback room. You've been in some roster competition battles before in your career. You ever have a conversation with some of those guys in the wide receiver room, tight ends, other positions about how valuable some of those practice reps are preseason, and what kind of knowledge can you apply?
Yeah, so for me, and this is across the board, I've never shied away from competition. I love competition. I think it makes you better. Compete with yourself, compete with your teammates, so that when you get out there and really compete, and you're at your best because you've been sharpened by so many other competitions leading up to it. For me, I always say you're not necessarily competing for that roster. Young guys, they're not competing for that roster spot that you're on right now. You're trying to put good film out there, and you're competing against yourself to be the best player you can be. This league, we need good players. And if you're a good player, somebody else will come find you if it's not on this team. So that's how I've always felt. It's very hard to keep that perspective when you're in it and you're a young player and I was undrafted, you're trying to make a team. So, but if you can keep a little bit of that big picture in mind, that you're not just competing against the guys in your room, you're competing against yourself. And, if you can play, somebody will come find you.
Okay, speaking of Stefan, a couple of questions. How has he changed, aside from age, how has he changed from when you first played with him to?
You can say not at all.
I mean, I think anytime you've had, I don't know, I play with him in 17. I play with him in 22. I saw a big jump in experience there. In just a couple of years too. I think even more experience. I think when you you've been to the playoffs and you know what it takes to get to the wild card divisional championship round, but you haven't made it all the way, to the big one and won the big one. I think that leaves you hungry. And I see a guy that's hungry for more. He's been there. He's tasted it. He doesn't just want to get there. He wants to win it. So he's putting in the time, putting in the effort. He's being himself with us, and it's fun to see.
As far as you playing this game a long time, it's like still second year being back with the team so close to home, and just kind of your passion still after all these years to play this game.
I love it. I love ball, man. Love football. Love Houston. Love the Texans.
Come on.
Love representing McNairs, DeMeco.
Come on.
I love these guys on this.
Are you telling me this guy ain't a coach? Run that back one more time. Tell me this guy's going to retire and not coach. Come on.
So close to home, and just kind of your passion still.
Come on.
Years to play this game.
Come on.
I love it. I love ball, man. Love football. Love Houston. Love the Texans. Love representing McNairs, DeMeco.
Okay.
I love these guys on this team.
Okay.
You saw.
What's up, Coach?
Andre's speech the other night. You know, he talked about the bus rides and the dinners. Man, we literally had a bus ride right after that and ate dinner as, you know, a group of guys, QB room. So I cherish all those moments. I cherish the times that I have. You know, I'm making them count now. I'm not counting them because I don't know how many more I got, but I'm making them count.
You've been blessed with good health and a lot of years now in the league. Is it on training camp time? Do you feel it in the body a little bit more? You got to take extra precautions?
Yeah, I mean, you're always battling something. You know, I'm battling something again this year. So that's just kind of the nature of how it goes. It's not if, it's when. And, you know, so I have a great training staff, Roland capping those guys, great doctors. And the Texans in general do a great job with our nutritionists, with Mike in the weight room, man. They do so many extracurricular things for us to recover. So, I mean, literally while we're in the hotel, I mean, we have anything and everything you could think of to help recover. So I'm making use of all of it.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right, there you go. That's Case Keenum. I'm telling you, man, that's if you don't think that's a coach, you're crazy. That is without a doubt 100% a coach. Right there. Case Keenum, no doubt. Future QB coach. We're up to 10.3. We're pushing 10.4. Appreciate all the subscriptions. Be sure to subscribe, like, right along. Got you covered. DeMeco Ryans, the big news, says the starters will play. Be sure to tune in to the #1 Texans post-game show in the world right here after the game. We stream as soon as it's done. Sometimes at the end, you hear from DeMeco, you hear from whoever they send to the podium. We react. We have fun. Post-game show. I think we got up to 400 or 500 last time. Other things of note, the Simmons rumors are crazy. I mean, I haven't seen a report that is 100% tangible. I saw that Albright said that Simmons was going to sign with an AFC South team. I saw that Jonathan Alexander and Aaron Wilson said he does not have a contract offer. So it's really just, it's not really about if he does or not for me. Like, I really don't care if he has a contract offer. I mean, I guess it would be the one thing that you could take from it would be, and I'm going to go in depth on whether this makes sense tomorrow at 1:00 during the stream. I guess it would show that they have interest in him, but for me, it's just a matter of should they, not are they trying to or anything like that. For me, it's more so a matter of should the Texans should they sign Simmons? That's my question. Should they? Not will they, anything like that. That's not the world that I live in. I'm not like, oh, well, it's not going to happen. I mean, we like to use our imagination every once in a while. I see some of the trade offers that you people suggest. So I'm more so just should they? For me, I think that they really need to consider it. And I'm going to go more in depth tomorrow, but I think even the most exciting thing coming out of camp right now at the safety position almost increases the I don't want to say urgency, but increases the possibility of it making sense through the eyes of the front office to sign Simmons. And here's my thing. I know everyone's excited about the revival of Jalen Petrie. I like Jalen Petrie. He's very easy to root for. I think he has a place in the NFL. And I would love for DeMeco Ryans and this coaching staff, regardless of what the role is, I would love DeMeco Ryans and this staff to be able to get the most out of Jalen Petrie. I would love that. I think it would be great. I think he's kind of one of those guys that you want in the community. He's one of those guys that you want in the locker room. And it would be great if they can find a role for Jalen Petrie to where he thrives. I think that with that said, it seems like, and it kind of feels like people, the coaching staff, Petrie himself, and I don't know how good this is going to be, but it seems like they're kind of excited about the possibility of Jalen Petrie playing nickel. And they believe that that's the best place for Jalen Petrie to be. And you hear fans saying, hell yeah, put him in the nickel. Yeah, let's go back to Baylor. That's what he's going to look like. Put him in the nickel. Yay. Okay. But if you're going to do that, you then need to look to your right outside of where Jalen Petrie is. And I'm pretending that we're watching a game together and the Texans opponent is going this way. When you look to your right, you're going to see Eric Murray starting at safety. Are you comfortable with that? Because I like Eric Murray as a football player. I think Eric Murray is a valuable piece. But there's a lot of guys that I like as backups and special teams players more so than I do starting on your football team, especially at a position like that. So that's really the question. Now, a lot of people are saying Kalen Bullock. I don't think he's ready to be a starting safety at the moment. I think he's going to develop into that. I think situationally, you can figure out what's up with Kalen Bullock. I think there's a lot of stuff to like about Kalen Bullock. I don't know that they drafted Kalen Bullock to make an immediate impact. I know they were excited about him. He's had some moments. The preseason game, he had a couple of moments, but he also had some bad moments. I don't know that Kalen Bullock's ready to be a starting safety. But the thing that we're most excited about with the safety position, and that's Jalen Petrie playing nickel, doesn't that kind of increase the likelihood that it would make sense to sign Justin Simmons? I think so. I think so. And I like Eric Murray, but I don't like him in that role. And I like Kalen Bullock, but I don't like him in that role. How good is Simmons right now? How much does he have left in the tank? That seems to be kind of the discussion. I saw someone put up a Ed Reed type of meme or something like that talking about Justin Simmons. He's 30 years old. He's going to turn 31 in November. 4-time second team All-Pro, 2019, 2021 through 2023. So just a little over a season ago. 2-time Pro Bowler. And regardless of whether you think he's washed, regardless of whether you think that he's not what he once was, let's just be serious. He's better than Eric Murray at safety. And he's better than Jalen Petrie at safety. Now, how impactful is this? Like, is this a Super Bowl escalating move? I don't think so. But it can be a disaster. If Eric Murray and Jalen Petrie aren't ready at safety, then I don't want to say you can flush all your hopes down the toilet, but you damn sure are fighting a hell of an uphill battle at that position. It's not something to ignore. And I like MJ Stewart too. MJ Stewart is not a starting safety. He's a special teamer. Mr. Heinsberg asks, why is Simmons still a free agent if he's such a good player? He's probably being picky. Probably doesn't want to go to training camp. Most veterans don't want to go to training camp. But he's probably being picky, and maybe he's trying to get as much money as possible. Maybe he's waiting until teams get desperate. I mean, do you think people wouldn't want Simmons on their football team? Is that what you're insinuating? I keep hearing that. Like, why is he still on the market? He's on the market because he got cut. Because Denver had salary cap problems from the Russell Wilson contract. That's why he got cut. Denver didn't wake up and say, hey, we want to get rid of this guy. He sucks. He didn't get cut because he sucks. He got cut because they're kind of rebuilding in Denver. And they made one of the worst trades and gave one of the worst contracts to a quarterback, and they basically charged it to the game and decided to take it on the chin. That's why. Maybe he wants more money. Maybe he wants to find the perfect situation. Who knows? But yeah, he's not on the market because he sucks. That's damn sure not the case. So who knows what happens with Simmons? I think they need to look at the safety position big time though, and figure that out, because I don't think it's something you can ignore. So we'll see what happens with Simmons. And this is another element. Shout out to Jay Games. Shout out to all the people in the chat. Be sure to like the video if you're in the chat. Pretty please. Pretty please. What do they say? Smash that like button. Swarm the like button. That's what they say. Swarm.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
Jay Games says Ward can't play all 17 games. Unfortunately, they'll have to add someone eventually. Yeah, that's the other element of this. We're looking at one side, and we're assuming that Jimmy Ward is going to be out there. Recent history shows that's not going to be the case. He's not going to be out there for 17 games. So, yeah, that's an entire other element. So, yeah, I would, yeah, and he was ranked 57 in the top 100. He's a good player. Like, I don't understand. Why is he still on the market? He's still on the market because it's his market. It's not like he's on waivers. You think if Simmons were on waivers that he would clear waivers right now? Nah. He's still a good player. He's still better than anything you got. So who knows? We saw the Titans signed Quandre Diggs, which I thought was a good move. I like Diggs. I think Diggs is still got a little bit of ball left in him. And he's definitely not what he once was. I mean, that ship has probably sailed, but I think it's one of the better moves that the Titans have made for sure. I think it was a good move for them. And I do wonder if Caserio and company look at that and say, damn, someone in our division's adding a safety at this point in the offseason. Maybe we should go ahead and do that as well. Who knows? But the Simmons stuff I'll get more into tomorrow at 1:00. We'll get more in depth on that. But as far as like the notion that he doesn't have anything left because he's still on the market, I think that's ridiculous. Let's hear from Farmer Cade Stover. He's in Ohio. All business. Look at that.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, man.
It's been good. A lot of learning, obviously. Just trying to adjust everybody, adjust the new scheme, and see where you fit in at. But it's been good.
Hey, how'd you feel the other night in the game action, first time since playing in a bowl game? How'd you feel?
I felt good. Good way to get your feet wet, especially do it close to home here. It was special to me, so it was good. I'm glad it happened that way.
You know, your family there?
Yeah, had a bunch of family there. I got to see a bunch of people, so yeah, couldn't ask for anything more.
How's this camp been for you? What are the things you've been working on most?
Well, it's been good. I mean, just a different way of play, different terminology, it's a whole different scheme. So just learning how they want things done compared to how you used to do things is really the.
What's it like being in that tight end room? Everybody's got different skills. It seems like everybody's
Yep.
different, but you all do some of the same thing.
Right. Yeah, no, it's a great room. A lot of really good guys. I've grown really close with a lot of those guys. So everybody helps each other. Really nice learning from Dalton, Brevin, and those guys. I mean, Dalton's done it for a really long time, so he helps me a lot with things that really aren't coachable things. You know what I mean?
You mentioned
I know what that means.
But what about working out here at this high school? I mean, still in Ohio. That's
Yep.
got to feel good.
Yep.
And I don't know if your high school's like this, Mansfield.
Yeah.
Went to a different name high school.
Yeah, I went to Lexington. It's about an eighth of the size of this place. Yeah, this is not like my high school, but this is a hell of a place. But super cool to be home and just be back and give you a little sense of comfort, I guess, for me, especially being away for as long as I've been.
So how's it been kind of rolling around the city? Have you seen a bunch of Buckeye fans that have wanted to get your autograph, take a picture while you've been here?
I don't go out a whole. I actually went home yesterday. I went back to the farm for a little bit.
Damn.
It was great for a couple of days. Eat dinner with my family and stuff, and see my grandparents and everything. So it was good. But I really haven't been out enough to know, so I try and keep her inside.
That's good.
Yeah.
You talk a lot about toughness. What do you think of your play that really showcases itself the most?
It's a good question. I mean, I don't think that's for me. I mean, I'm just trying to give. I mean, I think you can be is you can play this game for 50 years, and there's always going to be something you leave the field with, like, God, I wish I would have been better in that area. I wish I would have been better in some other, you know what I mean? Like, it's never going to be, this is absolutely perfect. So, like, to me, that's right now the hardest part of this is just the mental toughness of it all. I mean, physical toughness, I mean, you either have it or you don't, in my opinion. So, I mean, I've always felt like I was kind of bred in that area with things, and that's just kind of the way it happens naturally. So just play after play, that's kind of how we roll.
Thank you, guys.
I was just bred that way. Toughness. Dude's a dog, man. Dude's a dog.
I'm a dog, I'm a dog, I'm a dog, I'm a dog.
Big time farmer dog. There's different types of dogs. That is a farming dog. You do not need a leash for him. That dude is about that business. Just said you kind of born with physical toughness. Okay. Thought you could develop it a little bit, but that's what he said. So we'll see what happens with Cade Stover. I think Cade Stover is going to probably be tight end 3 this year. But I mean, he's going to get on the field a lot. They're going to be rotating a little bit. I do wonder what they think of his lead blocking out of the backfield. I think that could get him on the field a little bit more. They like to move around Brevin Jordan. They just got a bunch of tight ends that do different stuff. But I would say obviously the most athletic one is Brevin. The best receiver is Schultz. I mean, Stover's got to be the best blocker of that group, right? I mean, I don't know how far along he is in blocking, but I mean, Quintariano is their best blocker. He's out. So if you take Jordan and you take Schultz, I mean, if Cade Stover is the best blocking tight end, and I think there's a chance that if he's not already that, he can develop into that relatively quickly, just based on his mindset and kind of the way he plays. So that's how you find your way on the field. So it'll be interesting to see what they got there. You got Beck too, that factors in. I know we put fullback, but the appeal of Andrew Beck is that he can play tight end too, and that's kind of the majority of his background. So we'll see. I like Cade Stover. I don't know how much we see from him, but we'll get a clue into that. Not really into training camp, but from what I'm hearing, Bolick is taking majority of first team reps at safety. Is this true? No, that's not true. Eric Murray is, unless something's changed. So no, I don't think so. I just heard Aaron Wilson's report. What Aaron said, that it's not that serious. It's not like anything, like, I think he said a hamstring strain or something like that. So I don't know how bad it was. Hell, maybe he wanted a ride. You know, like he got carted in. Sometimes you get carted in when it's bad, but let's say you strain your quad and you got some Texans employees in like ball caps and khakis, and they say, hey, you want a ride? You can turn down the ride. If you're at the golf course and you're, I don't know, 150 yards away from the clubhouse, you turning down a ride? Who knows? Quintariano, though, I mean, just can't really stay healthy. But yeah, 3 weeks. Okay, that sounds about right. I don't like putting timelines on Quintariano, though. It's a dangerous place to be. So we'll see how that whole thing goes. But yeah, nothing serious for Quintariano. We'll get a look at the starters this week. Blake Fisher, Cody Stutes said in his stream, I saw that Blake Fisher had left the field. He left the field today practice. So let's see if he misses another one tomorrow. They got a lot of guys out. This is rest time. This is maintenance, rest, all that. You did hear DeMeco say, though, that the starters will go. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be fun. For sure. And tomorrow we'll get into the Simmons stuff. We're going to intensify things. I'm thinking about, I want y'all to tell me if this is a good idea or not. Me and Stutes are thinking about doing like a cast during the game. Just a trial run against Pittsburgh because it's a road game and it's preseason. So we're thinking about, I will be on for post game no matter what. But someone actually suggested that perhaps we should do that for the Pittsburgh game. I don't know. Kind of thinking about that. Betting line for Friday. It's actually a pick 'em. So Bet US right now. And if you use my code, you can get 125 back. But yeah, BetUS I think has the line at even. So maybe if you and that means Vegas has it too. So maybe if you have confidence in CJ and the boys to take the lead, then you can go with that for sure. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Be sure to subscribe, like, ride along. Always remember, when it comes to this Texans stuff, whether they sign Simmons or not, we're all in it together. Be sure to smash that like button. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to ride along for the best Texans coverage in the country. Appreciate everyone for coming through.
We the source, we the pulse of the city too. Landlocked, got the game in the headlock. Localized every time, can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, we top 2 and we not too. Plugged in daily digital on YouTube. We got taste for days, opinions to give, we got takeaways. If it's up, then it's up, we number 1. You don't need to try your luck. Locker room, yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk, yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize, every angle's what we really do. We the source, we the pulse of the city too.